Okay, so it's been about 2 weeks since we got the three new DLC characters of Tanjiro, Inosuke, and Zenitsu, and I think I finally am able to properly place these three on the tier list, and I know you guys have been waiting for it. But before I even talk about the new tier list, I do have my tier list completely different from the last tier list that I made. If you guys saw my community post a few days ago, I had a big perspective on certain characters I felt that was a bit unfair that I did, and some characters I gave more credit than they should have. So like I said, things have changed, so I think it's perfect for me to put the three new characters on the tier list. Okay, so the first character we're gonna start with is Eye Tanjiro. I placed Eye Tanjiro in A+, and like I said, I did think in the last video that I dropped talking about them in a DLC review, I said that all three of these characters were already A+, like off the bat, right? Now obviously my opinion has changed a little bit, but I still think two of them are A+ and one S. So right now I have Eye Tanjiro right behind Tengen, and I think this is a really good spot for him. Like, obviously he's the best Tanjiro of the three. I don't think there's even room for debate to even debate otherwise that he's not the best Tanjiro of the three, because he basically has the same things as HK's in terms of his grab, his light attacks, and his heavy. So obviously, we're going off of that, and plus he has the level 3 dash, which helps him, which is faster than both of the Tanjiros, because Water Tanjiro has level 1, HK has level 2, and now this one has level 3. He takes 1.10 damage multiplier, so that's also play a good factor, because you don't want to take 1.15. So he has that kind of going for him right now. But like I said, let me get more into the character. I think this is a good spot for him. He has a level 3 dash. He does really good damage for not that expensive bar as well. He has cracked recovery on his DP. His DP is a hard knockdown. It's a really good combo ender. Has great recovery. His fire will is also really good. It goes full screen, I believe, but he can cancel it for mix. He does really easy TLD combos because of that fire will damage. He does, like I said, good damage. He has a level 3 dash. His assist is okay, but it starts like a red combo on Firewall, and his other assist starts a yellow, but it's okay, I guess. It's not nothing too crazy. But yeah, he has everything else is like the same as HK, and HK had a pretty good light attacks and a grab. His grab damage is a little bit less, but like I said, I think the only flaws that Eye Tanjiro has is that he has to use his assist to make himself safe when he actually commits to throwing out a skill. So his fire will, as good as it is in terms of range, and you can cancel it, when it does hit on guard, they are able to push block lunge it. So I don't think, like I said, he has to make an assist, call an assist to make himself safe, and you don't want to keep having to use your assist to make yourself safe all game, because then it relies on more of your neutral, and I don't think that's a bad thing. But as a Slayer, you always want to have switch tech in mind. And speaking of switch tech, this Tanjiro really can't switch tech off of skills that often like the other characters can, and I feel like that holds him back too. Like I said, he's like Tengen, like they basically can do the same thing in terms of what they do in neutral, but Tengen is able to switch tech when the time is needed more than Eye Tanjiro can, and I feel like that plays like a really big part. So for now, I'm going to keep him in A+. Like I said, he has the level 3 dash to get in. He has pretty good matchup spread around the roster. He does good against Susumaru. He can do good against Akaza. I'm not sure about Enmu, because if he does commit to a skill, that is the easiest mash Enmu can do. In terms of Slayer matches, he does really good as well. Like I said, I feel like he's A+. I feel like to be an S tier character, you need a little bit more stuff to compete. I feel like in terms of being S tier, maybe that's just me, but for now I'm gonna keep him at the top of A+ for right now, because he does have a little bit of problems, like I said, that holds him back from being S, because in terms of being an S tier character, you gotta have a lot of stuff to compete with, like Zenitsu, Nezuko, Akaza, Susumaru, Enmu. So the next character I have placed on the tier list is probably the most underrated character that came out in terms of the trio. A lot of people were saying Zenitsu was the worst character of the trio. I always thought he was the second best, and Inosuke being the third, but obviously my opinion has changed, and I do truly think that Zenitsu is S tier. And now to answer all of y'all questions, who do I think is better, the old Zen or the new Zen? I have the new Zen in S tier. Now, you guys are probably a little bit surprised on why I think this. It's because of Lightning Burst. Lightning Burst is the fastest skill in the game to get in from mid-range. It beats any other skill in terms of speed, and it's the quickest way to get in and just destroy neutral. Like, neutral just doesn't matter because of Lightning Burst. Lightning Burst, even though this Zenitsu doesn't do as much damage as the other Zenitsu, and he can't just throw his heavy and have his air spin mix like the other Zenitsu, his neutral makes up for it 10 times more. When the trio first came out, everyone was saying that this was the worst character, but I obviously said second best, but now he's definitely the first best and best out of the trio. He does really good in matchups. His Lightning Burst has really good recovery. You can either do 2 hits on guard and grab. He has a lot of mix-ups with it. When he jumps and does his Lightning Burst, it has the craziest range that I've seen. Now, I know a lot of people talk about, what about his damage? Now, obviously his damage isn't as crazy as Zenitsu, but I feel like a lot of people was comparing him to Zenitsu, which was why people couldn't really see how good this character really was. His assist is way more valuable than the other assist, in my opinion, in terms of opening people up, because Lightning Burst, that assist, it always catches me. I don't know how. Like, I could be looking away for a second and then he's smacking me. It's probably the hardest assist to parry. He's probably the hardest to parry in the first place, but like I said, since this skill is such a strong get-in tool, it really beats out a lot of other skills in terms of neutral, and I feel like this is the craziest way to get in on anybody, because no matter if he does really good damage or not, he still has the heavy to escape. Like, if he's getting pressured, he can heavy switch tech, make himself safe, and especially if you're using another character on top of that that's like also S tier or even A plus, you know, you still have another character with strong neutral, and then you can rely on his assist to get in and to catch people off guard. Now, obviously, in terms of surge, his surge isn't as good as the other Zenitsu, but this Zenitsu does more guard damage on surge than the other one, so he can't really spam TCF, but his TCF, when it does come out, it is faster than the other Zenitsu, and it's probably the coolest things in the game. I love hitting it when no one's not blocking, but obviously it's harder to open people up in his surge, and the other Zenitsu, you can spam it, but he doesn't do any guard damage, so it's not really a lost in terms of like what this Zenitsu can do compared to the other one. But like I said, I'm focusing more on what this Zenitsu can do. Like I said, he has a free get in neutral skill. He has a good DP and nothing too crazy. He does pretty solid damage. He can get about like 4.5k on a 1.0 character, which I don't think is too bad. Like I said, he does really good. He has a level 2 dash. He has the same grab recovery as the other Zenitsu, so obviously his neutral is far superior than the other Zenitsu, in my opinion. In terms of matchups, he does great against all characters, if I'm gonna be honest. So yeah, this Zenitsu, I think it's perfect to place him in S. And even on top of all the things that I said, like I said, I didn't want to compare, but he also has a damage multiplier of 1.05, which is really close to 1.0. And you know, you don't want no Slayer taking no 1.10, 1.15. You want to take the least amount of damage as possible. So the other Zen takes 1.15 and this one takes 1.05, so that's really good. That's like amazing. Like I said, he has some crazy things. Lightning Burst with assist, free grab, he can do that twice, and then now you're afraid to approach because he can just run away or jump and then Lightning Burst. So like I said, he does pretty good. S tier is perfect to put him at. Like I said, I'm always open for debates and room to argue where y'all think he's at, but right now I'm gonna put him in S tier. But now we finally can move on to the final tier list where everybody is placed, and this character was the hardest one to place for me, and I played him a lot, and it's the Entertainment District Inosuke. So this is basically the whole tier list with Entertainment District Inosuke, and here you have it. I have him at the very top of A+. This Inosuke is he is eons better than the old Inosuke. It's almost embarrassing to use the old Inosuke now. That's how much better this Inosuke is than the last one. Like the other Tanjiros, you can kind of get away with using the other ones, and even Zenitsu, but with Inosuke, it's like a night and day difference. This Inosuke has the scariest resets that, like, when you're up close in his face, Inosuke is the scariest slayer in the game. Well, besides Nezuko, and the other Zenitsu, but his resets is absolutely nuts. His neutral skill, it has the craziest recovery. I think he's like plus on it. I don't even think you can punish it if he whiffs. He has an armored tilt skill that has the craziest tracking if you charge it up, especially in the air. Even as an assist, it's armored, and an armored assist is the best thing you could possibly have in the game. Like I said, he has crazy resets. He has an unblockable. Now his unblockable skill is, as crazy as it sounds, it's not really that good. You can easily push block it, like literally push block it before it comes out. So, but when it hits, it's pretty rewarding. It just does 7 hits, so it kind of scales already. But for the most part, yeah, he's just kind of crazy up close. Now, as great as his tilt skill is, that is armored, it is unsafe on block, so he relies on an assist to make himself safe. And like I said, when you have a skill like that in neutral, it's kind of pretty bad because you got to focus on wasting an assist to replay neutral. But his neutral is just that strong, to be honest, because you can't even mash or even dash without thinking, okay, he can tilt skill any moment and this could be the end for me, and then I get caught and then I gotta focus on a reset. Now this Inosuke takes 1.10 like the older Inosuke, so that's his damage multiplier. He does insane damage. He does really crazy damage compared to the other one. And like I said, the only thing that is negative about him is that, well, he also has good recovery as well, but the only thing that's negative about him is his tilt skill is unsafe, so you can't just keep spamming an armored tilt skill, and also that he has a level 1 dash, which is really bad against a lot of zoning characters. And like I said, no one wants a level 1 dash character. And like I said, there is an S tier character that has a level 1 dash, and that's Enmu, but Enmu kind of makes up for it for his projectiles and his crazy up close neutral, and he's a demon, so he heals pretty good as well. To be fair, the more I talk about this Inosuke, the more I just want to put him in S tier, to be honest. If anything, if I decide to change this tier list in any way, I'll just post it on my community tab so you guys can see. But for right now, I think putting him at the top of A+ is good enough, because like I said, he has to focus on, since his level 1 dash, he can't really get in that easily. I feel like that holds him back. That's like Awakened Nezuko, but Awakened Nezuko doesn't have as good neutral as Inosuke. So like I say, Inosuke is very powerful as a front character, and when he gets an S tier assist with him, he just becomes that more dangerous. Like Tengen and Nezuko are definitely the best assist you want to put with him to keep up with an S tier team. I feel like, honestly, I do want to put him at the bottom of S tier if I'm gonna be honest. Hold on. So yeah, this is the final tier list. I had to put Inosuke in S. The more I talked about him, like, yeah, he's S tier. He, like I said, he's the scariest character to have up close. When he connects, you got to worry about if he resets you in 3 different ways. He can, after his neutral skill, he can unblockable you. You can jump away, he does the tilt skill, or he can just grab you because his grab speed is like the second fastest in the game, or it's the first fastest in the game. So like, yeah, he has some crazy scenarios where he can put you in. He has a great assist, amazing assist. His tilt skill assist is armored. The other assist does really good damage, and he does absolutely insane guard damage when you're blocking him, and chip damage as well. So like I said, yeah, Inosuke's cracked. Obviously, he can be S tier. His level 1 dash, that's fine. It's whatever. He can get in with the tilt skill. So this is where I have everybody at right now. My opinions could possibly change even in the middle of this video. Well, actually not. That's about it. But yeah, that's the final tier list. Blood Eye Tanjiro and A+. I feel like maybe I didn't explain it as well as I usually do because it's 3 characters and I didn't want to make the video like 20 minutes long. So I'm gonna keep it right here. If we want to have any more debates, we can talk about it in the comment section below. So yeah, I got Zenitsu in S tier, Inosuke S, and Blood Eye Tanjiro in A+. So there you have it. That's my opinion. That's where these characters are at. Obviously they can be changed to your liking, and let's talk about it in the comments. Thank you for watching.
Not so long ago, there ain't nothing left. And your feelings now seeming so upset. Looking back now, wish we never met. In the mirror now, keep myself in check. Cause every time did I guess? Living with the pain always stabbing my chest.